Alright, this is downtown San Diego, heading into the city. It's a lot going on in there. Oop. Hitting those bumps. I just want to say that I think these are spider plants. My mom used to grow these just in the house in Wisconsin. They can grow outside in this environment. Alright, I just want to say that I think the hotel might be blocking phone use. I just tried to call somebody. It's already a weak connection. And then also on top of that, I think I've come across places that can block the phone use too. So that's a thing. Alright, I just want to say I'm in a position where I went with Robert to a friend mechanic. Robert asked if he had anything to sell, and he showed a van, and I said I'll take it. It's 2012, like just a regular van, and I transferred the money to Robert before we went out to meet this guy. I transferred about $6,000. The guy's asking $6,000 for 120,000 miles, and I could do it, but now Andrew showed that there's this slightly better deal, which does look attractive, from some family. I contacted them. We'll see what happens. So today could be a day I pick up a van in San Diego. This is 3 nights now I've spent in 3 different hotels. I'd rather not be spending nights in hotels, but Robert's been very accommodating on this while we figure things out. I just want to say I'm a little nervous at the moment. He said he would go to the bank to get this money and come back. I hear a car. It's been an hour. It doesn't sound like a regular car though. Could be. We're close to checking out. It's 10 o'clock on a Saturday, and yeah, I'm anxious. I got things to do. Like I got distance to cover to get a driver's license. Simply because I was in jail for so long, it squeezed the amount of time I have to get a new driver's license, and I've reasoned that I don't want to get a driver's license in any other state but Washington a lot, because yeah, that's a semi truck. Largely I don't have to prove my existence as much with Washington, since I've had a license for the past 8 years. I just bring in my old license and get a new license to get my picture taken, my eyes checked, which I should probably be a little nervous about my eyes being checked, because they got damaged at a more of an accelerated pace, and I think that's probably from the bleach. That bleach was hard to breathe. It was very disruptive, and that's with my lungs, and it probably did something to my eyes if it's affecting my lungs too. They bleach it heavily in jail and in Natchitoches and PTC. They overcrowd the cells, and then try to overcompensate that by bombing the dorms with bleach everywhere, and it vaporizes and gets in the air, and it's irritating. So yeah, I'll probably have to do that test. Am I still physically able to perform it? Having good eyes is the number one thing, and yeah, things seem to be going, in a clunky way, moving forward, but I guess there's progress going on. This is still a big deal. Jumping from Natchitoches to San Diego in 2 days is just a huge accomplishment for travel. And then I still got a big distance to go from here all the way to at least the border of Washington, so then I could go to a DMV within a week and a half. All right, it's the 13th of December now, 2025, and I got to be at, at the DMV in Washington by, I'd say, December 23rd, and maybe sooner. And that's about 1,500 miles. I jump in this van I buy right away. I just got to make a big trip. It's not, this van ain't staying local in the area, and it's got to be put to a big test right from the start. I'll be back in jail soon because I'm too stupid, lazy, and ignorant with Let's Exchange IDs channel and my cop baiting, and I need to get a job like regular people.
The charge to this car. Stop.
Yeah, then you have to go into each individual withdrawal and say that was a fraudulent withdrawal.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm in a new vehicle I paid $5,000 in cash for. Yeah, I didn't even record the seating area, the seating inside, but I've removed, everything is out to make room for moving my stuff into this. Paid $5,000 and I got this. I've already discovered this window doesn't roll down, but that's something I'll look into. I think I can accept it as it is. And a little bit of a storage situation there. I should have plenty of room for everything in it, including my bicycle inside for right now. This is how it is, empty from the start. Alright, I've moved everything in really quickly just to have it transferred properly. The seats are out. I noticed that there are more seats down here. I might need tools to remove, so I want to work on that. That would give more bottom room. This is a sink. This sinks down, and I don't want that. Or I want that space. I don't want those seats there because it is a little cramped in here. A little bit. I don't see where I'll have room to sleep. Alright.
You'll have to rearrange to be able to sleep.
Alright, not all Best Buys have GPS, but this one does. I just had to get to the right one. They got a stack of them, while the other ones have nothing. So I'll get this out with cash too. I don't even have my check card anymore, so I'm cutting into my cash reserves for this. And I already spent $30 on the Garmin from 2012, which is no good. Alright, so I got a Garmin and to play with for a little bit in the parking lot, try to decide places to go. Alright, last night Robert went on Craigslist and bought this 2012 Garmin from an Asian lady, and I've been playing with it. I think I gotta hold this top button. You can barely see that button. Okay, I just pressed it for a short period and it's working. It's acting kind of strange. It's a little slower, that 2012, but yeah, I've been trying to get it to work and it's not panning out. I agree. It doesn't flash like this in person. Just simply looking at map, I also tried a direction to the nearest Best Buy, and it gets to this problem with acquiring satellites. I think it's because it's got a low latency screen. It doesn't need to have a high bitrate refresh. It's a slow refresh, let's say that. So it last time stopped at 87%, and that's what I expect it to do again. Really slow. calculating whatever. Okay, here we are. 85 this time. So it's probably gonna just be that like this always. As opposed to, I'll give it time. As opposed to this new Garmin now, I finally found one at Best Buy. They seem hard to find. Hit the button once, just like the 2012 version. I want to power it up because, yeah, it's still at 85. Look at that. That's a faster refresh rate on the screen. And now I didn't find myself yet. In fact, I'm still looking. Wow. So actually, both are struggling to find me right now. So do I fault the Garmin for that? The Garmin 2012? Now I got two of them, and neither one can locate me. And you can see the difference in the flashing. That's refresh rates. Well, I gotta give it some time. Gotta move around a little bit. I guess San Diego could be a tough spot for the satellite stuff. All right, I actually found my Garmin. I need to look around more, I guess. Just looked in this box and I saw this Garmin. So I got a 2012. I got this, but what's weird about it is that the screen is like coming undone, almost like maybe the battery is pushing it out. Why is that coming out like that? I don't understand. But it's more of a elongated rectangle than this new Garmin, so there is a difference. I paid $99 for this new Garmin. I was about to take it back until I get a closer look at this one. I'll try to charge this up and test it out. I don't like how this screen is separated though. That's no good. I need to look around my car more. I'm just sitting in this Best Buy parking lot trying to get things in order now, and it's slowly coming. Alright, this is really a strange situation. Even with the screen popped out, it's lighted underneath, it still works. It's also struggling with acquiring satellites. But I guess I could still move around even though the screen has got that separation. Now I'm thinking I want to take back this 53 because I mean that's $100. I don't really want to keep this because of the fact I have found this one. I wish I would have found this sooner and not gotten tempted to get this Garmin. This is so stupid. I'm gonna need that money back then. I'm gonna need that money back. I'm gonna need to also get connected to a satellite. Oh, wait a second. This one knows where I'm at. Look at that. It's ready to navigate, whereas this new one still it's having difficulty. See, that's the weird thing. This old one, beat up as it is, can still tell me where I'm at and everything. Okay, I gotta think about this. Well, no, I gotta take this new one back. I wish I never bought it in the first place. I wish I wasn't so hasty. Andrew brought me these skin cleansers. I just tried it. It foams. Kind of see here. It's just this foam, and it's kind of a slimy foam. I don't know. I didn't use any water, extra water. I just kind of wiped this off in this rag and got it dirty. Just clean my hands a little bit with that foam. And I find it interesting how this is expired 2022. So an active agent. Maybe this gluconate may not be working so great as an antiseptic because it's expired. I've never seen this before. I think I'd like to get more of this stuff, the hand sanitizer, because it feels like it cleans my hands. I think maybe I can reduce my stomach sicknesses with these type of things. I'll play with this. I got a few of these. Yeah, so I made my first big trip with this van, about 30-40 miles, and went to Harbor Freight to get some metric sockets because I want to remove the armrests. I don't do it in the dark because they make it hard to reach to get in the back. Alright, I just put the bicycle rack on, but I'm a little hesitant about putting the bicycle on. I only have one lock. The other two locks were broken by the meth heads. And I think I want 3 locks. Well, 4 locks in all, actually, because I want to attach the bicycle rack to the van. And I'm thinking, I checked the bottom part of the van. I don't see anything I could loop like a wire thing through. So I'm gonna use a cable. I'm in a cable. I'm gonna use a cable and attach this rack by cable to this top. It looks pretty secure, feels secure. So then I'll have to buy a cable, a lock for the cable, and then 2 more U-locks. I have a small U-lock that wasn't broken by the meth heads, and then I can secure the bicycle to the back of this van. Repair and maintenance of vehicles prohibited on this property. I think that's interesting. People do definitely try that at the AutoZone. And it just gets too busy around here. I slept overnight and it was okay. There was a lot of busyness. I got here maybe at 8. But I just wanted to continue shuffling things, try to adjust, and I have found a lay down spot. And when I can get the bicycle put onto the back end, I'll have a lot of room for laying down. I mean, for what I got right now, at least. I don't really want to acquire much more, but I'll probably have to. I don't have much money to do that because I'm just surviving on cash right now. And I'm not confident that's going to stretch very far. Yeah, I don't think that the bicycle will be in the way much. It's so high up. I'm going to keep it up there. It's not the most secure. In fact, wow, that came undone again. This keeps coming off. It's so loose. It's really like it's just gonna dangle and smack. I need to tighten that. It can't be smacking. But yeah, I like it here. The front wheel tire and the seats will be in the car for right now, or the van. But I like it set up. Alright, I decided to buy another suction cup because I really can't think of any other solution to get this camera onto the windshield. I'm not too happy with the suction cup, but it kind of works. Just want to be careful with it. Andrew gave me more flour than I needed. I put vegetables in not this container, but a container that was paperish. I forgot about it. It leaked, weakening this paper, And now, I don't know, it's 10 pounds of flour, and I just got to make sure I don't get the wet stuff that has soured, most likely. And I really don't have a container for the flour. I mean, this is a container. I could salvage some of it, but I mean, I thought it was excessive to get 10 pounds of flour anyway for travel, and it has blown up, and it's very frustrating, but I'm not going to be able to salvage it all. So I took down this dash cam. It does have an SD card that should be salvageable. But it was sitting here as permanent. He glued it. He didn't just rely on the stickiness. Because now, with the bicycle there, it's blocking the back camera. So, that rear camera really doesn't do me any good now that I'm blocking it with a bicycle. And I feel the bicycle is more important. So I mean, it's kind of a neat setup, but I'll have to find another way to work with it. So as you can see, I removed the arms, I've thrown away the headrest. I got these two pokey things to deal with. If they become a problem, I'll have to cover them up somehow. I don't want the headrest, I don't want the armrest. I don't want what's in here, what's back here is big seat. It's like the whole floor is a seating thing, and then I got all this space underneath. I want to open that up. I'd like that space. I could use it for storage, and I probably could figure out how to sleep on it. I'm removing nuts. I don't know if this really is the solution exactly. It's like it's a start, because I know I got the tool to do it at least, and then see how that goes. Yeah, my bicycle doesn't look like it's dominating the appearance of the vehicle. It always looked bigger than my Ford Focus. Alright, I just want to make note of this information. It's saying it's 54 right now. I don't know how to reset that trip thing. Trip B, trip B. I got oil life of 70%. How does it know that? I just want to say the back window or the back wheel on the bicycle is spinning, and I did not expect that. I did not lock it. It's spinning. People can see that. I don't know how cops are going to feel about that. It can be kind of distracting. Alright, for a time I thought that the seller was lying to me about having a spare tire in here. Until I'm just pulling this to see it, until I saw this little latch over here. And I pull it down, and there's a spare tire. I'll say this. I don't want this. I don't need this little shelf. I first just put this in. I don't need that. I can expose the tire, and that will provide some extra space. That'll provide extra space, just not having this thing with a shelf. That's not necessary. Exposing this tire is fine by me. And I want to say, I don't think I want to keep this pan, since I got the cast iron underneath the mortar and pestle. For one, I don't like glass. It's the last one I had shattered on me. It's heavy on top of that. The pan itself is heavy, and it's like pretty much a duplicate of the cast iron. And I don't want two, so I think I'm gonna dump this. It was sold for $6. I can't use it. I don't want to use it. Alright, along with that panel that I want to get rid of, I'm willing to get rid of this panel as well. I was sitting here, I saw this little lever, I pulled it, and it's a whole tire jack thing, everything. And I actually have, for some reason, I have a tire iron from the Ford Focus, and so I set it in storage up there. I'm going to get rid of it for sure. Okay, I don't want two. They have some weight. And I don't understand what this thing's about. Some kind of cushion with diagrams. I'm not following it right now. Maybe I take a picture and give it to Google Gemini to figure out for me. But yeah, I'll keep this as an open space. I don't need to cover it. I don't need to cover any of it. Oops. Alright, I found this in the inner panel. Because this car was owned by a school, maybe? And it's so old that they might have written their age, but it's turned into that splotch. Sitting in here, kind of hidden. There's hidden gems in this vehicle. I found popcorn, crayons, and a Lego piece in the back, indicating kids, of course. Alright, these back seats were really tough to get out. They folded down into the well here. And I unbolted several, and then several bolts. And then, I don't know, it folds open with one of the straps. Yeah, this one. Maybe, no, it's in the back. But I got them out. I just had to take out the bolts. I didn't have to take out these, and it doesn't seem to matter. This thing's still stuck in here. Got those all out. Very heavy. Feels like over 100 pounds just for this alone. So I want to dump them as soon as possible and start making use of this. I don't even know if I need this tub. It's kind of nice for cleaning though. Well, I took a poop in my for the first time in a vehicle. I never done it in my car. Would have run out into the grassland there and just done something, but I did it in the van. And yeah, the process was, I guess, seamless, but after disposing of everything, the smell lingers. The smell lingers for minutes and minutes afterward. That's a real concern. I didn't expect that, and that's what's gonna happen. Wow. I don't like that it lingers for so long. The windows are only cracked. I guess I could open up the door or try to keep it open more. I'm checking every so often with the windows cracked as a test. Yeah, I want to confess that the jail has weaned me off of the habit of using sticks. I don't even really... I think I'd like sticks, but they don't feel as necessary anymore. For this trip, I need to set aside money because I'm only working with cash. I don't have my check card anymore. I guess it's lost. I want to set aside cash for a new driver's license and new car plates because, I mean, it's a kind of a wasted trip if I arrive at the office without enough money for them. Alright, I just want to say that I got a 10-pound bag of flour from Andrew, but I made a terrible mistake. I cooked vegetables and then tried to keep them in this bag, and I forgot about them, and they got wet, helping the bag break easy. So I only got like 2 cups of the flour that I thought were maybe salvageable. I probably could get more if I put more effort, but I dumped the flour out in this field. It feels terrible to go through, to have such a waste, but I gotta move on to, alright, I gotta clean up. I'm still in California, and they charge for plastic bags. So I wanted to salvage this bag for bringing it to the Walmart. And yeah, this is a stupid loss because I tried to preserve my vegetables that I cooked, to eat later, and then I forget about them, or I just couldn't find them because I was shuffling around so much and all the moves I was making in San Diego. Alright, so I like to mix coffee with milk and turmeric with orange juice. That's a pretty good habit to have. And if it's dehydrated milk, I gotta put in onion. Not so much minced onion, but I want to get through this stuff because I have to. I'm switching over to powdered onion eventually. Ooh, alright, there we go. Get a nice mixture going. Alright, I'm in Ridgecrest. This new Garmin GPS actually says where I'm at, so I can identify that every time. Alright, I'm hasty to pull this handle thing. Alright, I don't want it anymore because it's kind of getting in the way of this lid, sort of, when I push the lid over more. The seat's a little bit in the way. I don't want this handle anymore. It feels annoying. I'll keep the one that I have on the passenger side still, but I don't want this anymore. It just feels too much in the way. Yeah, what's left are just kind of two bare metal spots. I'm fine with that. Alright, I'm trying to practice more cleanliness standards here. Washing everything before I eat it with the dish soap. I want to raise my standards with cleaning because I don't want any more sick stomachs. Anything I touch, it's got to be everything I touch has to be cleaned. Especially when it comes to food, when it comes to eating. I can't be eating and then just grabbing random things in between eating. I can't be having those same mistakes like in the past, or I've had too many darn problems. It has to be a cleanliness issue. I want to take care of it. So, yeah. Alright, for storage, I think I'm going to practice keeping the fork and spoon in the vent. I don't ever intend to use the vent, so it makes good storage for now. Well, for the Garmin and a fork and spoon. So I decided to stop and sleep here. I got tired enough. I think I got 80 miles to go. I feel refreshed now. And yeah, I'll eat a little something and then head out. But yeah, they have a nice rest stop here in between mountains. In between snow-capped mountains. That's been pretty peaceful to sleep at. Yeah, I thought that their primary source of water is going to be them snow-capped mountains. It barely rains, but the rains collect all on the top of the mountain to be distributed when they most need it in the summertime. They don't need it so much in the cold weather. So the water actually tastes decent, as expected. The very water that runs off of the top of the mountains tastes good. This water right here, in fact, very clear, and it goes underground. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, it's a pretty fast flow. Pretty good amount for mountain water. Just letting it flow freely. I'm sure some farmers probably get some of this. And then they got that rattlesnake warning. Oh wait, let me get this bird. Can I see it? This bird almost left on me, a heron. It will. Yep. Where was that sign that said look out? Oh, over here. It said look out for rattlesnakes. Or just snakes. I don't know if there's much of a trail here. I think that I'm, wow, it didn't go very far. Usually they want to fly a mile away. I think it's looking for lizards. Usually those types of birds are in the water. Yeah, people wander through here. Okay. And then this is a typical rust stop fence to prevent people from going further. Yeah, this sucker's on the hunt. Alright, so I was just taking a peek. Yeah, rust stops are usually confining your exploration. Probably private property. This should be, yeah, very fragrant. These are super fragrant sage, I think. Even when they're dried out, it's just very fragrant. There may be rattlesnakes in this area. Rattlesnakes are active at night during the summer. They will seek out shady places during the heat of the day. Children should be warned. This guy looks comfortable. My van is parked over here. So the bicycle tire is holding on. Yeah, so it wants to slide forward. I had it down back there, but I can't quite make it over this hump with all the wind that is being pushed against my car. Alright, I have till 7 p.m. at this library, which is better than 5. So a couple of hours, and this room is all to myself right now. Alright, the restrictions are looking really bad here. The warning is that no overnight camping or parking is subject to be booted. Boot removal costs will be a responsibility of the owner. $250 cash, only removal fee. So that is not cheap. And it looks like the town of Mammoth Lakes. These are cop vehicles. Am I near a police station? There are like 2 police cars at the entrance of this parking lot. They'll just boot, and there's 2 cops in reserve ready to do that. There's a lot of vehicles that look like they're campers, so this is not looking very good for me. I don't know how. Well, all I know is I need to stay out of this this parking lot for sure. They got some real strong regulations. At least in the library parking lot, I have between 2 and 4. So they're saying no parking between 2 and 4. So that's actually, that gives me a little bit of an advantage. Instead of dealing with this overnight private property warning, I can, well, I can't rest easy in the library parking lot. But here's a police car, and I think, yeah, the lights are on. Somebody's in there, and then there's one down there. 2 at each end of the entrance here. There's a lot of vehicles that look like they're into camping. I'm a little nervous. I also gotta say my stomach feels like it's kind of upset, and it could be what I ate. I'm a little frustrated about that. Maybe sitting at the computer in the library was churning the stomach in ways that don't agree with me as well. Yeah, I think camp traps are worse for me than speed traps. Get to a town and find out that there's just nowhere safe to park overnight. But speed traps, I got my Garmin to help me with that. Alright, in the library parking lot, I know that it's a really, really bad idea to try parking overnight here. And not to get tempted for this either. Alright. I'm not gonna get tempted for that. I'm gonna get out of the city. I just need to get out of the city limits because they're talking about booting and ticketing and just giving people all kinds of problems of parking here. So, well, I got till 2, but there's this rest area 6 miles away from here, and I want it exactly marked. I actually asked Google Gemini to mark it on my Google map, and it did. I don't know if I would have found that on my own because Google Maps gets a little screwy. So I just asked Gemini to mark it for me. I'm like, find me a rest area and mark it, and it does. So I guess I'll see how many other people know about it.